Hey everybody, so I've got a bit of a tutorial here on how to run with using the sprint button. As you can see, I don't know if this gives me any credibility at all here, but in the mini games I've got the rushing attack extra aggression. I've got a score of 54,000 where the score to earn the gold is 30,000. So if you want to learn how to do rushing attack extra aggression, get that gold, and also be able to obviously apply this into game situations, I'm going to show you how. So the entire concept here is learning when to use the sprint button. If you're like me, you get the ball and you're immediately holding down R2 basically at all times to sprint. And that's not what you should do. I found this out last night. And also, this may be common knowledge, but for me, I've always just held down R2 in NCAA, and that's what I did. So it might be that people are going to be like, well, duh, obviously this is what you do, but I just discovered this, and I thought I'd share for anybody, like me, who's a bit of a casual and doesn't quite know, what, the best thing to do in certain situations. So the whole thing here is knowing when to sprint. What you want to do with the sprint feature is you want to get at least a few steps for your ball carrier running with the ball at normal speed before you hit the sprint button. And when you hit the sprint button, you take off. It's like a cheat code. It's really crazy. It's like you hit a speed boost. I've tested this with a few different running backs, and I'm a Tech fan, so I'm playing here with Georgia Tech. We don't have the best stats on our team, even though Jamal Haynes is way better in real life than they give him credit for in this game. I'm able to do this with him. I'd imagine you're able to do this really with anybody because it's just how the mechanic works rather than the character specific, I think. But obviously, better running backs, you're going to get better results, like the faster ones. I'm sure there's an acceleration stat. All this stuff is hard to find. Everything in this game is hard to understand. So what I'm going to do here is do this extra aggression rushing attack and see if I can see what we can get going here. And I'm going to teach you what to do. So first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to take it and obviously, like I said, we're going to run a few steps at normal speed. This allows us to kind of control where the other team is going to go, right? Because they're running at you at a slower speed, and it allows you to get them closer to you, and you can get a better angle so then you can turn on your jets and run around the outside of them. So I'm going to run between the tackles here, and I'm going to go at normal speed right up until about I get to the offensive line. And extra aggression here, rushing attack, you're going to want to hit R2 right at the line and make a cut. And that's another thing. You can cut hard right when you hit the acceleration button. And it's not a juke. It's just that your player will just. It's crazy. They're very athletic, obviously, so they can make these hard cuts and accelerate out of them. So let's put that into practice now. All right, so here we go. Hitting sprint now, and you can just see him take off and see him make that cut. He was going straight forward, right? And he cuts immediately. It's insane. And you can easily score a touchdown on nearly every single play in this mini game if you do it like this. It's insane, and you can get to the outside of your guys too. So let's do a few more and see what they look like. I'm just gonna keep telling you, and I'll say now when I'm hitting the speed boost. Now, and I'm cutting. Look at that, easy. You want to hit through that and immediately head towards the sideline. And it's every time, dude. Every time. Now, Oh, oh, look at that. And look, it shakes them up too, man. So maybe my timing was off there. It shakes them off, and you can do some light juking too. It's not quite as aggressive as the juke button, but you can cut hard when you're doing this too. And now, look at that. They don't stand a chance, dude. They don't stand a chance. Now, easy. It's just the key, just the key to it. Look at that acceleration, man. He had me dead to rights. I would be so mad if I was another player and that happened to me. This is gonna be a plague. I screwed it up that time, but this is gonna be a plague. But you heard it here first on the Sea Dog channel. So that's how you do it every time. You just practice that over and over, and I found that it works great in the game. So what I want to do is now jump into a game with probably a pretty good running back and kind of put this to test and see what we can do. And obviously it's a lot crazier because I've noticed in the game, obviously, in rushing attack, you have the bags as your offensive line, and they don't do anything but move. So you can run up on them and cut real easily like that, and it's no problem. But you know, in the actual game, you do get caught up in the offensive line a lot. So blocking is pretty much non-negotiable. That's why I like running to the outside more, because it's all about getting into open space. So if you are running between the tackles, you got to make sure that you're getting good push on your offensive line, or you're gonna get ate up pretty much. The defense, they reach, they slow you down if you get near them. You got to make sure there's either a big lane to run through, or you're trying to get to the outside basically in a real situation. So let's jump into the game and see what we can do there. Right there, put the Jets on. You can see you get a nice little boost, and you're pretty evasive too when you do it. You have a lot of control over your cuts and stuff, but it works best off tackle, honestly. Hitting it now, and man, you can just see that it is. You get quite a bit of explosiveness there. This is especially deadly off tackle in open space. So look, you can see the moment that I hit the sprint button there, and I'm just gone, dude. You can tell the moment. I literally get like a speed boost. It's like you take a freaking if you're playing Mario Kart and you get like a mushroom. You get one of those speed boost mushrooms. Outside zone is one of the best for this. Check this out. Got nice open space on the other side of the field, and you can just let your talent do the work here. Look, cut inside and hit the sprint. And as long as you have somewhat of open space, that's why I like the outside stuff more, because you tend to get caught up a lot in the traffic, between the tackles. It has its uses there too, but you can use this. You can use this to just absolutely juke people out, and you don't even need to use, a lot of the time, the juke feature. When you get into the sprint mode, the speed boost mode, you're cutting really fast too, and you can cut also as you're pressing the sprint button too. And a lot of the times you don't even need the juke move or the precision juke, even though the option for it comes up every time, like prompting you to. 9 seconds left in the half, no freaking problem.
They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here.
Shoot that gap, look at that, look at that. Shoot the gap right there, boom. Easy first down. So, as long as your line's blocking for you, I chose Ohio State because, obviously they have a good offense, fast running back, and it's easier for me to demonstrate the concepts here. But you know, as long as you have clean blocking and a decent sized hole, because I do notice in between the tackles you get caught up a lot, and you know they'll reach out, grab you, and stuff like that. You'll get slowed up. It's a lot harder to kind of get in the open field. The entire concept of this is getting into the open field, and right there, you see that? You see that? I'm not even pressing anything. All I did was run a few steps, sprint. And man, it's ridiculous.
What you want to do with a jet sweep is make that thing bounce, right? Don't let it get outside right now. Make that thing go.
Oh! You can get out of some ridiculous situations. Like, they're starting to catch on. I think the AI in this game is a little bit smart, and they start to catch on when you run the same crap over and over. But you can. I'm telling you, man. If you even have a little bit of space, you can just pull off some. You can pull off some stupid stuff. I didn't do any juking there. It's all I did was just turn, and they can turn on a dime, man, really fast without like losing any speed or anything. It's a really powerful thing if you know how to do it right. Let's do Georgia Tech versus a really good Clemson defense. How about that? We'll see if my pitiful varsity difficulty. Let's kick that up to All-American. See if my pitiful freaking little running backs can see if my technique works in this scenario. All right, so I have been playing in All-American difficulty here in practice mode for a little bit, and it is difficult, but you can do it. The trick here is to know when to sprint. It's definitely a tighter window. And you have to go north and south. If you're going east and west, they're going to catch you a lot easier, I've found. So let's see if we can get the outside edge on these guys. I'm moving north and south. I'm really moving, northeast a lot of the time. But of course that did work. Look at him, he's celebrating because we just smoked this freaking Clemson player. Thinks they're all big and bad. So I've noticed that. Check this out. I hit it, run east and west, and try to get the outside. They're going to catch you every time, even with the sprint. You gotta make sure to stay disciplined. And it looks like he's coming right at you, but that's when you turn the jets on right here. So I'll tell you exactly when I'm pressing the sprint button. You got to make sure not to go east and west. I feel like that's something that I've been doing, and it's scary. Like, he's running right at you, but trust me, you can hit it. I'll say now when I'm hitting the speed boost, the sprint button, and you can immediately tell. You can probably tell just by visually, but I'll say it. So I'm handing off. I'm running north and south now. Look at that. Freaking gone, dude. Every time. If you got open space over there. I know there's not many people over there, but see, that time I ran a little too northeast. You got to be a little bit fearless here, and know when to you got to know right when to do it. But if you can master this, man, this is powerful stuff right here.